皆さんこんにちは。サチンミリオネアクラブです。これから皆さんに世界の大富豪、経営者、お金持ち、いろんな情報を私がまとめてきました。皆さんがなかなか100万払っても1000万払っても聞けない情報ですね。それをまとめてきました。ぜひ皆さんにそれをご提供したいと思います。ぜひ見てください。ワクワクしてますね。これから本当に気合が入ってますので、皆さん楽しみにしてください。はい、今日一日楽しく学びます。皆さんマルチプルシンキング考えたことあります？今回は日本初でこのマルチプルシンキングというセミナーを公開しましたが、すごく良かったです。ユーザーは今までロジカルシンキングとかはみんな知ってますけれども、プラクティカルとかマルチプルというのはあんまり知らなかったですね。でこれは本もあんまり出てないです。だから皆さんに今日私が世界中回って研究したマルチプルシンキングというノウハウを提供しました。なぜ日本がオリンピックを勝てたのか、なぜ日本がそのマルチプルシンキングというパワーを使えたのか、それを今日伝えれて私はすごい良かったと思ってます。いや今日 SMC ミリオネアクラブの会員さんとお会いできてすごい嬉しかったですね。皆さんはワクワクしてるし、皆さんは将来に対して希望を持ってるし、その希望に対して皆さんにもっともっと豪華価値を提供できたんではないかなと思ってます。これからこういうミリオネアクラブの会員1年間ね、それからまた更新するメンバーは2年間3年間ずっとこれは更新できるプログラムなので、どんどん自分を幸せに毎日幸せにしていきましょう。これからチャンネルの第2回目が始まります。第2回目を楽しんでください。はい、スタートです。皆さんこんにちは。サチンミリオネアクラブです。前回皆さんはアロークさんの第1回目の話を聞きました。いろんな話がありました。彼の成功の秘訣、彼はどうやって靴下のビジネスから IT のビジネスに変わってきたのか、今日は皆さんにそのアロークさんの話の続き第2回目をしたいと思います。今日はイノベーションとマーケティングですね。12億人の常識を変えたイノベーションとマーケティングです。それではスタートです。So I look like I think lots of Indian companies or Indian entrepreneurs like have been doing innovations.
Yes.
Like as you discussed about the cabin care.
Yes.
About the shampoo.
Yes.
And again the car market. A lot of things are happening.
Right.
Like Tata came up with the Nano.
Yes.
There was a Akash tablet.
Yes.
As an innovation.
Yes.
So Indians are coming with the new innovations.
Yes.
So what do you think like your step for next innovation, or like what you see innovation happening, or how innovation should happen?
Right. So I think a lot of challenges that are in India are being taken by Indian entrepreneurs and being made a business. Indian entrepreneur, for example, look at the Nano. Indian families only used to travel on bicycle.
Right.
Then Bajaj came along and invented the scooter.
Okay.
Which was an innovation on the bicycle.
Right.
But Bajaj just kept making the scooter. Honda came, Japanese company, Hero Honda. They came and said, no, the real way to travel is a motorbike. So they took the emotion of the family. So what they did was they tracked the income of the family and they matched the income profile to what the father would spend on.
Right.
But Nano said the real honor in a family is not to travel by bike but to travel in a car.
Okay.
And therefore make an affordable car. So I think a lot of Indian entrepreneurs, young people especially, are looking at what is the problem in India. Maybe it's a real problem, maybe it's an emotional problem,
right.
Maybe it's a sentimental problem,
okay.
And they're making it a business. And I think a lot of them are doing really well.
Okay.
For example, there's a company in Delhi an inverter company. Now in Delhi, in North India, there's a lot of electricity shortage.
Okay.
And once the electricity goes, you can't do anything.
Right.
At the same time, you cannot afford generators in small families or small businesses.
Right.
Cannot afford expensive diesel generators. So this company invented a machine that actually stores enough electricity to run a fan and to run some lights when the electricity goes. It's called an inverter. A company called Sucam.
Sucam, yeah.
And I mean, it's a marvelous idea come out of nowhere, because they understood that, they don't have to have the air conditioner.
They were basically a cable operator.
They were a cable, exactly. Yeah. So but I'm sure that when the cable guy would go to homes and would see the electricity off, his business was affected.
Yeah.
So he said, why can't I take that problem of my customer and make it a solution?
And he brought the machine and he checked by himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think, a lot of such entrepreneurs are looking at problems. And I feel very, very compelled to say that we don't have to copy the West.
Right.
We have to just look around.
Right.
In Bombay, let's give you another example. Cabs were very difficult to get to travel to the airport in the morning.
Okay.
A lot of people like us would not be able to travel in uncomfortable cabs.
Okay.
So the first cab company, Meru Cabs.
Meru Cabs, yeah.
Now this guy just said, fantastic, there is a need, but that's not the innovation. The innovation is how he set up his company.
Right.
He motivated taxi drivers to own their own car,
Okay.
pay for their car, and he took money from them rather than giving them a car to operate.
Oh.
So he kept the capital out of his balance sheet.
Right, right.
He said, I'm not going to pay for the car, you pay for it. I will get a digital system, a telephoning system, to make sure that you get customers.
Right.
And in that you give me money.
Okay.
So taxi drivers in Bombay keep running around trying to look for a fare.
Right.
He understood that the car is there, but that fare is not there.
Okay.
So he solved that problem.
So need was there, he brought the system.
Exactly.
And where the people invested.
I think the biggest innovation I've seen in a long time is a company called Ask Me.
Ask Me.
Now, in Bombay, we used to have an operator, the state-run operator, that would never pick up the phone.
Okay.
You keep calling, nothing's going on.
Right.
Google was not available because internet was not that prominent.
Right.
So he created this simple concept called Ask Me.
Ask Me.
And when you would call, they would answer what you wanted.
Right.
And it was unbelievable. People said, why is he doing it for free?
Right.
The consumer did not understand that the database that was being built was very valuable.
Right.
I mean, I'll tell you, Sachin, they're going to list very soon in India for an IPO, and they're going to be $1 billion company.
Oh, that's good.
And all because of telling people what they wanted in a phone call. When mobile came, they started SMSing you. So you didn't have to even worry about writing down the number of a show or a.
So basically, they got the need of connecting people with their needs.
Exactly, and they just an SMS'd.
Okay.
So I think a really good entrepreneur observes his environment and then observes problems and makes a problem a business.
So you think like SMS, social media, all this market
Yes.
should be properly used by the individuals and the companies.
Completely.
If they don't use social media,
Right.
they will be left behind.
I'll tell you a joke. In India, in Bombay, if your mobile phone is not working,
Okay.
and if you have a Vodafone account,
Okay.
the best way to get it solved is to tweet about it.
Oh.
Vodafone is so particular about reading its tweets,
Okay.
they immediately call you and fix your phone.
Oh.
So calling them doesn't help, but tweeting them does.
That's interesting.
So they are understanding that young people are very impatient.
Right.
They can't wait, they don't have manners.
Right.
They will get impatient.
Right.
So they solve the problem.
Oh, that's something interesting.
Yeah.
Like you just tweet.
You just tweet
and get
get the
solution
solution
done.
Exactly.
Oh, that's interesting. 皆さん、これまでの対談はいかがだったでしょうか。いろいろ話聞きましたよね。これから皆さんにイノベーションの話したいと思います。対談の中でも皆さん見たと思いますが、視点を変えて消費者が求める価値を見つけるということがロークさん言ってましたよね。視点を彼は変えたわけです。でその中で SNS などの新しいテクノロジーをどう活用する。彼は今世界的な有名なブロガーにもなって、いろんな人たちが彼のブログを見たりで、本当にそのコミュニティがどんどん増えてます。でそのブログを見てたくさんの人たちが彼にインタビュー依頼とかいろんなことが出てます。だから皆さんはそのソーシャルメディア、新しいイノベーション、どうデジタル化されて自分がメッセージを発信できるか。それはロークさんがよくその中でも言ってました。例えば Twitter の話も出ましたよね。ボーダフォンに例えば Twitter で何か書くとボーダフォンのこれが悪いとか、ボーダフォンがそれをすぐサーチして もう皆さんの例えばTwitter に書かないでくださいとかそれすぐ対応しますみたいな感じです。だから今は新しいイノベーションがどんどん起きていることに関してアルオクさんがそう語ってました。で次は皆さんにインドの事例を話したいと思います。インドの事例の中でアルオクさんが話してたナノですね、車のナノ、これもイノベーションですよね。ナノというのが今までそのナノの会社の社長が多くの人をバイクで3人乗ってるとかモーターバイクで3人乗ってるとか見て、これはなんか安い車提供できないかということを考えたら、それがナノというイノベーションだったんですね。で話の中でスカムというのもありました。スカムというのもどういうイノベーションしたかというと、彼らはケーブルオペレーターだったんです。ケーブルオペレーターで、ケーブルオペレーターからインドってよく停電があるんですね。その停電があるから彼はどう発電機を作れるか、その発電機を作るための彼はいろんなナレッジをケーブルオペレーターやってたけれども、彼はいろんな機械を自分の工場に持ってきてそこをチェックしてどういうふうにこれをできるかで、それでスカムがそこで新しいアイディアを見つかってでイノベーションして、シンプルなイノベーションで彼はそれをやりました。それをケーブルオペレーターから彼は今最も売れるイノベーターとしても発電機の会社の経営やってます。その話もよくアルオクさんしてましたから、ぜひですねそこ集中して見てください。でその後にアルオクさんがミルキャブというタクシー会社の話もしてました。そのタクシー会社が何やったかというと、彼らのイノベーションは人に車を提供するんじゃなくて人を車のオーナーにしてシステムを提供するという話をアルオクさんがしています。システムです。すごいシンプルじゃないですか。まるまる彼らは何百台とか何千台の車を買うよりはもうシステムを作ってドライバーにその常識とかそのやり方をもっとシンプルにしてで彼らを車のオーナーにしてやったやり方というのがイノベーションですよね。でもう一つは Ask me という私に聞けということですね、英語で。でそれをやってる会社がもうそろそろ上場になるんじゃないかっていう話でも、彼らが何やったかというと人が何か聞きたい情報とか調べたい情報、今 Google とかで検索するようにそこに電話して、みんなじゃあスマートフォンでネットに接続できてないから電話はすぐできるわけですよね。電話すぐつながるからそれで電話してそれはどこですかとか何がありますかとか、それが SMS で情報が入ると。でそれで彼らはすごい大きいデータベースを作っちゃって広告から何からも入ってで今上場も考えてるんで、そういう会社のイノベーションというのがまさに常識を変えたイノベーションなんですね。まだまだです。ここからがポイントです。Check it out. And what do you think, like Alok, as you have also been trying to do the new marketing, strategies?
Yes.
And what do you think, like now the innovation is there?
Yes.
Like Sukam, Kevin Care,
Yes.
your company,
Yes.
coming out of nowhere and starting new things with the new ideas,
Yes.
not copying the West,
Yes.
but coming with their own ideas
That's right.
and own knowledge and getting some kind of ideas
Yes.
which are there already in the West.
That's right.
But in marketing scene, like again I have seen like in India, like as you said, about the Miro cab,
Yes.
their marketing
Yes.
is incredible. Again, the red bus is there.
Phenomenal. Yes.
So what do you think, like why Indian billionaires and millionaires are like, I think they're very good in marketing.
Correct.
They don't have like ideas or infrastructure which West has.
Yes.
But their marketing style, like Indians in the beginning, besides their business plan or something, first they think about the marketing.
Yes. That's a problem.
How to get connected with the people.
Yeah. Right.
How to make revenue to the people.
Right.
So what do you think is the marketing knowledge in Mumbai? I see like Marwadis or Gujaratis
Yes.
or Sindhis
Yes.
are very marketing oriented.
Yes. I think everybody has understood a few things now.
Right.
That advertising as we knew it in the traditional way
Right.
is a waste of money.
Okay.
Buying ads now is very, very costly
Right.
and very unpredictable.
Okay.
You don't know whether it'll be switched off when you're changing
Right.
a channel.
Right.
Social media, internet, reputation marketing
Right.
is now what matters the most.
Okay.
Nobody believes something that if you say I'm very good, nobody believes me. But if Sachin says that, someone else believes it.
Right.
So people have understood that real marketing doesn't come from self-propaganda.
Right.
It comes from consumer affirmation.
Right.
And to get consumer affirmation, you have to make a good product.
Yeah.
I think Apple, I'm just moving to the West, my favorite company.
Okay.
Apple proved it beyond doubt.
Beyond doubt. Yes.
iPad, iPod, iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Jobs never came on TV and said, buy my iPhone.
Yeah.
We all did. We all
Yeah.
went and lined up
Right.
when the iPhone came.
Right.
Because the product was a delight.
Right.
So again in India, a lot of people, if you look around the skyline, a lot of homes are being built now, new luxury apartments. We're sitting in the most expensive part of South Bombay.
Right.
Everything is becoming, can I delight my customer?
Right.
And for example, there's an ice cream, small ice cream company in Bombay called Natural.
Natural.
Now Indians don't like to eat flavored ice cream.
Okay.
They like fruity ice cream.
Fruity.
So sitafal, whatever it's called in Japanese, mango,
Right.
strawberry.
Right.
But they like it in a little bit of an Indianized way.
Indian ice cream.
So this guy delivers home. Now he delivers ice cream to your house.
Oh.
You don't have to go to in the night when you're feeling like eating ice cream
Okay.
to buy ice cream, because then take out the car, go, it's a problem.
Okay.
So a lot of Indian companies like this guy has invented home delivery of ice cream.
Oh, that's
So you call him up, he'll send you 2 scoops.
Okay.
Now you don't care what you pay,
Okay.
but you want ice cream, it comes to your door and it comes in the fruity style that you want.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people understand that, and once you do that, you say, wow, I want to get this ice cream, and you tell your other friends about it.
Right.
So I think the Indian entrepreneur has discovered that nothing is better than consumer marketing,
Right.
with consumer being the marketing person, not the brand.
And I think same is happened in Mumbai.
Yes,
Dabbawalas.
absolutely.
It's the case study has been even in the Harvard
Everywhere,
University.
exactly.
It's so popular.
It's so
And it's
popular.
error free.
Completely.
They don't have bugs and errors.
Right.
They just deliver.
They deliver, and it's so inexpensive and it's so efficient.
And I think like just in Silicon Valley market,
Yes.
Zappos says they are delivering happiness.
That's right.
I think Dabbawalas are also
They're more than
delivering-
happiness.
more
They're
than
delivering
happiness.
housewives' happiness.
Yes,
which
housewives'
is-
happiness.
Which is even bigger,
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
So what do you think, like how people can come up with those ideas, like in India, a normal Dabbawalas,
Yes.
and they just deliver without error, and housewife's home food is being delivered and people love it.
I think it's Sachin, if the original Dabbawala was in California,
Okay.
and he met a VC,
Okay.
and the VC gave him money,
Okay.
he would have never started Dabbawala business.
Right.
One of the biggest advantages, and it sounds a little funny, is the lack of capital in India.
Right.
When you don't have capital, you have to think on your head and your feet.
Right.
When you have capital, the first thing you do is hire a advertising agency and blow up your money.
Right.
In India, it's very difficult to get money for marketing,
Right.
because people don't believe in marketing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that is when people like us think of, I'm not going to get any money, so how do I think without marketing?
Right.
When my first company was born, I went to MTV.
Okay.
And I told MTV, I will do everything for you for 2 years for free.
Okay.
All you have to say on TV is this presentation was bought to you by my company.
Okay.
And MTV did not understand it. They said, are you crazy? Why would you do this for free? They did not understand that marketing on MTV was more valuable to me than what I was paying to do their service.
Okay.
So I got 20x more value
Okay.
from free advertising on MTV
Okay.
than the business I gave them.
Oh.
So I think barter,
Right. Barter business, yeah.
Barter business. I mean, age-old man started barter,
Yeah.
and I think in India also a lot of barter goes on.
Okay.
It's called invisible barter.
Invisible barter.
Jugadu barter.
Jugadu
You don't
barter.
see that it's happening, but actually it's happening.
Okay. Even the relationship, like when you have a relationship with other entrepreneurs,
Correct.
You do the like marketing barter,
Exactly.
and that kind of things are happening. Like even the big companies,
That's right.
like technology companies or food
Yes.
companies,
Cross marketing.
cross marketing.
Cross promotion.
Right.
And I think a lot of people have understood that what I am good at
Right.
is what I am good at. I cannot be good at everything.
Okay.
And that is why there's no need to try.
Right.
It's better to let someone else do it for you.
Okay.
So I think Indian entrepreneurs are very smart.
Right.
They know that with very little capital, they have to make it.
Right.
And that's what juices the best out of you.
で次はマーケティングの話になります。マーケティングでは今最近活用しているもの、皆さんどんなものを活用してますか？アロクさんがよく活用しているものはさっきもあったように SNS とかネットを活用したりで、口コミマーケティングが今一番重要なんです。口コミマーケティングです。でアロクさんが前も話しましたように Twitter でボーダフォンとか例えば彼が使ってたらボーダフォンについて何か書けばボーダフォンがすぐ連絡してくるんです。何かありましたとか問題ありましたとか、なぜかというとボーダフォンの評判がダメになるわけです。 Twitter でちょっとつぶやいただけで。だから今どこで食べてるか何やってるかっていうのは日本でもありますよね。評価見ますよね、皆さんが食べログとかで。あ、どこのレストランが美味しいとかなぜ美味しいかという。だからそのソーシャルメディアという活用が最も重要です。でソーシャルメディアで口コミで 広がっていくんです。口コミで広がっていくと膨大なデータベースが増えるんですね。それはロークさんがもう SNS を活用したことで、今ゲーム会社でもそれをうまく彼が使ってどんどんやってます。だから皆さんはマーケティングスタイルをどう変えていくか、今までのマーケティングスタイルではなく、新しいマーケティングスタイルというのはソーシャルメディア、口コミマーケティングをどれだけ広げられるか、それが大切なポイントになります。あと、なぜ口コミが重要か。それはですね、口コミが重要だっていうのは、人は信頼できる人からの情報は信頼するんです。信用するんですね。で、SNS などで拡散しやすいんです。拡散しやすいです。今まで皆さんは一人一人とか2人とか10人とか20人に声かけるよりも、一気に一つの画面でウェブとか動画でもう1万人とか2万人とか100万人とか1000万人にリーチができるわけです。宣伝もできるんです。今の SNS という環境がそういうふうに変わってるんですね。今日本でも LINE とか Facebook とか Tumblr とかいろんなものあります。だから今海外のリーチができるボーダーレスなんです。だからその口コミマーケティングというのは本当に重要なのは、皆さんは世界どこ行っても口コミマーケティングができると。今はもうボーダーレスです。彼は中国で会社を売却したみたいに、もう彼はインド人であろうが何やろうがもう中国でも行って会社を売却できたわけですね。だからそういう意味で皆さんも口コミマーケティングをもうどこにいてもできるということが、もう今の時代の新しいイノベーションとマーケティングになるんです。で、口コミマーケティングで成功させるコツがあります。それはどういうことかというと、消費者を喜ばせると消費者がマーケティング担当者になってくれるんです。皆さんは一回食べに行くときに必ず投稿したりとか何かすると他の友達も行ったりしますよね。商品もそうなんです。今車とか例えばプリウスとかそういうものも、誰かプリウスはいいとか燃費がいいとかってなるとみんな買いたくなるんです。ゲームとか物とか食べ物とか人の紹介とか全てそうなんです。だから口コミマーケティングにどれだけ皆さんは力入れてるか、これから個人でも会社でも口コミマーケティングというのはすごい重要です。ぜひね、皆さんね、アロークさんが言ったような形をぜひ自分のものにしてもらえればと思います。で、次に皆さんに伝えたいポイントは、アロークさんはジュガールを次々と使ったんですね。資金がなく、彼は靴下の工場をやってた人で、ゲーム会社をやろうとした。それで彼に投資してくれる予定だったベンチャーキャピタルも倒産しちゃった。けど彼は資金がなくてもジュガールを使えば新しいマーケティング思考が出てくるという考えなんです。彼はいろんな企業にもお願いしに行ったり、その税金を払うお金も先にもらって、それで会社を運用したりとか運営したりとかでしたわけです。だから皆さんは諦める必要はないです。次々とジュガールを使うことによって皆さんはそこをたどり着くんです。だからジュガールを使うというのがすごく重要なポイントです。ぜひ皆さんね、そのジュガールを使ってみましょう。意識すべきことは、少ない資本でも最大の成果を得ることを考えることです。彼らはそんなにすごい大金はなかったわけです。彼らは少ない資金でもどう集めるか。じゃあベンチャーキャピタルも倒産しちゃったけれども、彼らは自分たちでそういう会社をやってマーケティングやるとかで、彼は話してましたね。 MTV の話とかいろんな話もしてました。で、彼はその話の中でもしてたのが、もうどうバーター営業ができるか、バーターセールスができるか。自分で例えば相手をうまく活用することによって彼の宣伝にもなるし、だから何でもそのお金的な部分だけじゃなくてバーターセールスをできるか。お互いに何か価値あればお互いの価値を提供することによって自分を広げていくということを本当に少ない資本で彼がやったわけです。彼は MTV とインドの MTV その時出た時に MTV に自分の宣伝ちょっと出るだけで彼は MTV にも広告とかいろいろ出してたから、彼はそこでバーターしたんですね。じゃあ MTV に僕のこういう広告出せればそれで多くのユーザーたちに彼が広がったわけです。そういうバーター的な資本がなくてもやり方として彼はジュガールを使えたわけですね。だから意識すべきことは、皆さんは少ない資本でもこれからどんどんやれることはたくさんあります。それをどうやるか、誰と組むかということが大事です。皆さん、今までの話いかがだったでしょうか。次はまだまだあります。And look, one more thing, like a lot of viewers, like they must be watching they might think, oh, it's because of Alok, he can do it.
Oh, right.
It's Alok. So, what do you want to give a message to an individual
Yes.
who has no cash flow,
Yes.
no investment, and he wants to be a millionaire?
Yes.
Like, what kind of advice like you have? Because I don't want, they shouldn't feel, oh, it's Alok.
Sure.
That's why Alok can do it, but
Right.
I cannot do it.
Right.
They can. I don't want them to give up.
Right.
So, what is the idea of like jugaad mentality
Yes.
or Indian millionaire mindset you would like to suggest them?
Right.
This thing, if they have, they can become millionaire in even
Right.
6 months or 1
Sure.
year.
Sure.
What is the secret?
So I think the secret, there is no secret actually, that's the best part.
Okay.
You know, one is, Sachin, there's an entrepreneur in every one of us.
Okay.
You may be a businessman, you may be a salary man, you may be a student, you may be a housewife,
Right.
a librarian. Inside you are an entrepreneur.
Right.
You have not exposed that self
Okay.
to yourself.
Okay.
So you have to acknowledge it.
Right.
Two, I think, and this is what I think I have learned over the years, the more difficult it is, the more the chance of it becoming a business.
Okay.
So because it is difficult, people are not trying.
Right.
And you need to try.
Right.
And a lot of people give up trying, but if you can push and push and push and make it happen, a lot of people will not even try to compete with you
Okay.
because they don't have the courage to compete.
Okay.
So, you know, it's like this, right? If you want a job, today in India, Infosys, even Facebook, you know, the story is that in India, for every one job in Facebook, there are 3,000 applicants.
Okay.
Yeah. But if for every one entrepreneur, there are not 3,000 entrepreneurs. So to do a job, everybody wants to do a job.
Yeah.
That's why you're only struggling on academics and interview.
Right.
But when you are an entrepreneur, nobody is trying to compete with you.
Okay.
So all the competition goes away.
Right.
And the third thing is that a lot of people are watching you without you knowing that.
Right.
You know, I'll give you an example. I keep saying that capital comes to entrepreneur. Entrepreneur never comes to capital.
Right.
It's an age-old phenomenon. VCs, investors are looking for people who have the courage to do something new. And before you know it, they will give you a call and say, you know, hey, can I give you some money? So I think a lot of the challenges which you think are impossible, somebody else is ready to do for you. And fourth, you know, in a relay race, you know, you have to run your race.
Okay.
You don't have to run the entire race yourself. You have to carry your baton, keep running, and when the time is ready, give the baton to someone else.
Okay.
So I think entrepreneurs also know when it is right time to give your company to someone else.
Right.
You know, a lot of companies go up and down and they fail because the entrepreneur never gives up.
Right.
You have to give your company to someone else. And that's the secret of being really successful.
Okay. Because in my seminars,
Yes.
I normally teach them, I say there are 3 words, NKB.
Okay.
N is never give up,
Perfect.
and K is keep going.
Fantastic.
And B is be confident.
Perfect. This is exactly what
So
we said.
this
right?
is what we keep saying.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's motivation.
Keep
right?
the energy.
That's right.
So what do you think, like right now, like Indians, you know, I see a lot of people, they don't have a big background.
Yes.
Their father was a farmer or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Even Dhirubhai Ambani, he
Yes.
came from Gujarat.
He's a petrol
small
pump. Yeah,
town.
he used to run a petrol.
Then a
he's
petrol pump. He went to Turkey.
Yeah.
He was working at the petrol pump, and now his son has the biggest house
in
of
the world,
in the world, which is a $1 billion house.
Yes.
And that, how do you think, like individual, like, because in Japan or US or a lot of the markets,
Yes.
people think, oh, it's impossible.
Yes. I know what you mean.
Even in the beginning, they just give up.
Yes.
It's impossible. I
Yes.
cannot do it.
Right.
But in Jugaad mindset, we come out with a solution out of the box.
Yes.
There
Yes.
must be something.
Yes.
Like in your games to win,
Yes.
I think 10 years back, you must have never imagined
Absolutely not.
there will be a 20 million downloads.
That's right. Correct. That's right.
Which is something like Zynga or other companies.
Yes. Right. Exactly.
And now you're having a track record of 20 million downloads.
Yes. Yeah.
And not just games to win, you had so many
Yes.
games to contest
Yes.
and win to
Mobile, yes, yes.
mobile, and
Yeah.
you sold the company in China.
Yes.
So it's not just because, see, you were running a socks company and then you were in IT, and there must have been a cash crunch as well.
Absolutely.
Like sometimes you must have felt, oh, this is the only money I have in the bank.
Yes.
What to do?
Yes.
How did you come out of that problem?
Right. So I think it's a lot to do with self-belief.
Self-belief.
You know, and it's got a lot to do with, you know, being consistent with what you do.
Okay.
A lot of people, Sachin, are very clever.
Okay.
They're very intelligent. I call them overeducated.
Okay.
Sometimes when you study too much, your mind becomes very, very rigid.
Okay.
you know, when you
Very
learn
logical,
very
very-
logical. I mean, I have a very favorite fight with the MBA guys. You know, I don't like
Okay.
MBA too much
Okay.
because it makes everything logical.
Okay.
It thinks like your brain has become like a flow chart,
Okay.
and that's not what entrepreneurs' brains
So
look
you
like.
didn't do MBA?
I didn't do MBA at all.
Okay.
And I don't like people who think MBA is the solution,
Right.
because it makes your mind like a frozen desert, you know.
Right,
You can't unthaw it.
Right.
So I think a lot of times when you don't have too much, so inexperience becomes a very valuable thing to have,
Right.
because nobody tells you that this can't be done.
Right.
A lot of these guys in the West or somewhere, you know, in Japan who say it's impossible is because they're referencing themselves to something.
Right.
You know, they're saying, I looked at my boss, he did the same thing. I looked at my father, he did the same. If you have a reference, then you're not referencing yourself.
Right.
So the insight is not to have a reference.
Right.
And a lot of Richard Branson, for example, he had no reference.
No reference,
He
yeah.
said, how can that airline be so stupid? And he started a new airline.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I think a lot of people come back with this fact that, you know, if I have to go with what other people have done, then I'll never be able to do it.
Right.
So you have to break this mentality of copying people.
Right.
That is what makes you feel impossible.
The same thing happened with the Indian origin guy, Air Asia.
Exactly.
He's a Malaysian guy,
There you go.
Indian origin,
That's right.
and he has done the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Bose, the best
Bose,
sound
yeah,
system
yeah.
in the world, that guy was a student, but he kept saying that this is not the best music in the world.
Right.
There is something better.
Right.
So, you know, I think another factor is to not accept things at face value.
Right.
A lot of entrepreneurs I know are in a frame of always improvement.
Improvement.
They don't accept it.
Right.
You know, we don't accept that, no, why should this be done?
Right.
You know, very often when I travel and I tell whether it's a hotel or restaurant that, no, you could have made this dish better.
Yeah.
And very, very simply, Sachin, you know, nobody tells them that in the restaurant.
Right.
So I've seen it, the chef comes running outside,
Right.
he sits on my table and he discusses food for 20 minutes. And he says, thank you so much because you're improving me.
Right.
So I think an entrepreneur is always in a state of self-improvement.
Same thing in Japan we call Kaizen.
Exactly.
Kaizen.
That's it.
Kaizen is keep improving.
Keep improving.
So that is something I myself also,
Of course.
I came to know in Japan.
Yes.
And that is what the Japanese motor companies or automobile companies,
And that's what they are, right?
and
They're so
that's
big
why
into
they are
it.
number one in that industry, because of the improvements.
Exactly.
次はアントレプレナーシップを持つという話、アロクさんがしましたね。アントレプレナーシップの中では彼が言ってたのは、例えば多くの人は仕事を探すと自分のコンペテーターとかたくさんいるんでなかなか採用できないとか、ただアントレプレナーは少ないので自分ですごいクリエイティブになったりアイデアを考えればもう自分でアントレプレナーになれるわけです。採用に行かなくて済むんです。だから勇気を持って前進するということですね。そのマーケットの中でも自分ができること、自分が挑戦することを考えてとにかくチャレンジする。あと普段はよく多くの人たちは諦めてしまうんですけれども、その競争も皆さんが恐れたりとかありますが、そこはロークさんが言ってたのは、彼はいろんな競争、いろんな部分があったけれども、その中でも彼らは新しい価値をお客さんに提供しようとしたと。今までない価値、例えば場合によってそれはアメリカではあるかもしれないけれどもインドにはない価値ですよね。だからそういう価値を彼が提供しようとしたことが、彼が新しい競争も勝てるという形での競争にも勝てるような形を彼が考えて取り組んだ仕組みをどんどん提供したわけです。だからそういうのを皆さんがアントレプレナーシップを持ってまずチャレンジ、それから自分がもうどう新しいマーケットバリューを、新しい価値を提供できるかということを考えて自分が次々とチャレンジしてやることはただなんで、時間とかお金はもう自分次第なので、そこは自分の時間をかけてやっていくということが彼が伝えてました。それはアントレシップという形です。で、大事なことは皆さんに毎回言うように、アロークさんは諦めなかったわけです。で、彼はやり続けたんです。で、彼は自信持って取り組んだんです。お金がなくなっても、お金があまり集まらなくても。だから皆さんも Never give up, keep going, be confident。このテーマが最も大事です。で、次回はまた皆さんと楽しい話を次々としたいと思いますので、ぜひお楽しみに。皆さん2回目のイノベーションとマーケティングいかがだったでしょうか。次回はアロークさんとの話は最後になっています。次回は失敗しても失っても何度でもどん底から這い上がれるメソッドを皆さんに提供したいと思います。必ずお見逃しなく最後まで見てください。 See you soon.
If you're feeling down, got your head on the ground, just sing it out loud like no one's around. Let the haters run the mouth, they'll get tired once they